Hello everyone, welcome to another interesting episode of Curious Ratio. So in this particular episode, I'm going to discuss that what is going to be the most advanced technological breakthrough that human beings will ever achieve. So if you're visiting this channel for the very first time, I would like you to hit that subscribe button and click the bell icon because I don't want you to miss out on all of the awesome content that I'm going to be publishing in the near future. So without any further ado, let's just get right on to it. So one of the most brilliant and curious technologies that human beings are experimenting with right now is creating robots and artificial intelligence and possibly creating a merge between all of this. Trying to create something which can be nearly possibly matched with human beings. So let's just imagine what, in a layman language, let's just imagine what is the raw material requirement for this particular project, you'd ask. Firstly, we would need a lot of metals, machinery, for the skeletal build-up. We may also need some wiring as well to carry out various functions involving all of the signaling and everything. The whole goal is to possibly build something which can be nearly matched with the human intelligence. So obviously, to match all of these things, we would also need an energy source, and we would also need a set of neurons that could possibly work like human brains. So to basically sum it up, we should imagine that what would it eventually take for a robot combined with an artificial consciousness. Obviously, it's like just another electrical source which will have an consciousness running through all of those signals and pathways. But another thing to think about is that the human consciousness, or you can say a sentient consciousness, is also the same thing. The difference is that it is just born naturally. If you think about the consciousness works, it's just a bunch of brain signals, electrical signals that is running around in our brain. All the motor functions, all the physical functions are eventually carried out by neurons which are actually communicating with each other through electrical signals. So the bottom line that we human beings should need to think about is that how all of these things are eventually naturally occurring in this whole world. Even if you think about it, all of these things that we are eventually trying to innovate through our technology, those things are also happening right now naturally in this earth. So for now, in this video, I'm going to call it the technology of life, because life eventually is consciousness, sentience, which is carried out by all of these things that we just recently discussed. And I would like to raise one more interesting question. The thing to think about is that all of these things, how is it possible that all of this information can be spread down, can be eventually translated in future generations through evolution and genetics? Eventually, for everything to pass out, it has to be from a single cell. So in a single cell, there is a certain amount of genetic material such as chromosomes and our DNA. So just imagine whatever is within you, right? All of those electrical signals, all of those consciousness, all of those wiring inside you, that is actually expressed in the form of small and tiny molecules. And eventually all of those small and tiny molecules have a potential to bring out yourself in the form of this body and conscious awareness. So our greatest technological breakthrough would be to eventually find out that what is the factor, what are the principles that actually govern the principle of evolution. I mean, who is there to make sure that the order of evolution actually takes place? We have to figure out the technology of life itself. We have to figure out that how possibly can the information of all of this previous generation can be stored into tiny molecules of DNA, and that particular information, that particular set of information can be transferred into the next set of generations through a single cell sperm or egg. So if I ask you this question again, that what is the most advanced technological breakthrough that we humankind will ever achieve, is to figure out that why all of this happens, is to figure out the phenomena of life, that why it happens. So I really hope you liked today's video, and if you really found it interesting, don't forget to share it between your friends, and don't forget to comment that what you actually think about this particular topic. I'm really looking forward for more interesting discussion with all of my audience. So without any further ado, let me just bye bye with you, and I will be back with another interesting episode. Till then, bye.